So I recently watched the movie Oldboy. I actually did a reaction video to it. I'll put that in the description below. But yeah, I wanted to elaborate a bit more on things that I liked about this movie because there's a lot to appreciate and just really like about this film. If you've seen it, you'll probably know. All right, so the first thing I really like, and a lot of these things are visual things. I think that's really solid. And first things first, camera composition. The way the camera is placed in certain scenes, it's really good. It just has a very specific style to it. Very stylized, but it's never overbearing. I think it always kind of works within the story and helps the movie kind of have a certain tone and whatnot. Alright, so the next thing, camera movements. This is really great too. Just the way these two things work together, particularly in the action scenes or in certain other elements that I'll be mentioning as well. The camera movements just really help the movie flow, and it really helps the dramatic impact of certain things too. It's really well done in that regard. Alright, so the next thing, visual creativity. I mean, just the ants in general. It's sweet, like the giant ant sitting on the train. I'm not going to say anything more if you haven't seen it, but it's just crazy stuff like that. In my reaction video, I said certain things reminded me of Fight Club. Just certain visual things that were very quirky, but they made it work. And it's just really cool how they made these things work. And just certain things with the visual creativity, the way certain things like this thing with the chopsticks and how the camera kind of zooms out from it. Just really creative. And I love that. Like just movies kind of stretching what you can do with filmmaking. It's really great, that type of thing, I think personally. Alright, so the fourth thing, long takes. Now, I know this movie is very famous for a specific long take, that hallway fight scene, which is phenomenal. Like, it's insane. The work that must have been put into that would have been incomprehensible. Like, it's insane just how they were able to pull that off. But in general, there's shots in the film that do go for a very, very long time. And they're not trying to show off with it. It's very, you could miss it pretty easily actually. Sometimes they're only like 10-second, like a long shot, but still, they could have easily just done a cut there, cut here, cut there, but no, they wanted to really put you in the moment in certain parts of the film. And by doing that, they did certain long takes at times to really stick you in the moment. Alright, so the next thing, lighting. It's very overbearing lighting at times, like very, in your face type of lighting. And the reason why is kind of meant to reflect the characters and certainly the grittiness of the story. It works really well. It's not particularly crazy standoutish, but there's certain parts with the lighting. It's very, what's the word? The exposure is kind of very bright in certain parts. And then there's some parts that are very dark, but then there's got this very bright light in one part. Kind of like that. I kind of explained it a bit better in my reaction video in one part. But yeah, it's just the lighting very much fits the kind of characters and whatnot. Okay, the next thing, jump cuts. This is a weird one. I didn't actually have this before. This is a new thing I added to my list of things I like and appreciate about films. Because I've never seen it done that much, like a jump cut where it's almost at the same frame and then bang, different, different transition. It's very sudden and it kind of throws you off, but it really fits. It really fits the character and the mood they're trying to go for. Especially in the beginning, they did this part when he's like in this police station. I think he's being like held up and like he jumps from here, jumps from there, jumps from there, and it's really cool how they do it. It's really creative. I've never seen that really done in a movie till I saw this, like this well, I guess. Anyway. Alright, so the next thing, transitions. Boy, does this movie have transitions. I would also kind of bring this into the visual creativity thing that I like about it. It's insane the way they go from one scene to another in ways. It reminds you of like an Edgar Wright movie, as I said in my video too. But it's not so like bang, 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 bang with like sound edits, like to really make it, punchy. It's more very flowing and it's just like woof, to the next scene and woof, to the next scene. It's really cool. I really like it. It just has this nice flow to it. Next thing that I thought was great is the acting. Just in general, everyone's really good, but the main actor, what's his name? He was terrific. Like, he did a fantastic job in this. What is his name? Yeah, he was really good. Choi Min-sik. I have no idea if that's how you say it. Ugh. All right, but yeah, if that's his name, apologize if I said it completely wrong. But yeah, he was excellent. Like he was. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything till this movie, but yeah, he was really good. And that's the next thing I want to add is pull off dramatic moments in the performances. So pull off dramatic moments in the performances. In the last, I'd say 20 minutes of the film, he really shows his like acting chops. Like, oh my god, is he good? I was blown away. Like he really went there, and like it's insane. Really good job on his part. All right, so next thing, music. Oh my god, the music in the movie. Like even the music they use for the one take in the hallway one take scene. It's very dramatic, but it works so well. Like I couldn't see anything else that would fit so well. Like they could have put some really badass soundtrack there, like The Raid or something like, you know. But no, they didn't, and it's very dramatic, and it works so well. I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way. Like whenever I listen to that soundtrack, I want to have the scene playing at the same time because it complements it so well. Without the soundtrack, without the scene playing, the soundtrack's not as good. It's like a big good combination of both, and they work together so well. It's incredible, the music in this film. Just it's amazing. Like even just the more calmer music, especially the very ending music they use. They use it throughout the movie. I think it's like a flute they use. Yeah, I think it's a flute. But yeah, it's really nice. It's like a really beautiful soundtrack throughout the film. Alright, so the next thing, the story. Just a general story of this movie. It's kind of unpredictable too. It's just you don't know where it's going, but it's intriguing. You always want to know what's going to happen next. It's an excellent story. Very original, I feel. Alright, so the next thing, the main character. You kind of get him in a sense. Like, even though he was a bad person at first, he had issues, but like, seeing him kind of, and this is the next thing, so I'm going to kind of combine these both together. So the 13th thing, so the 12th thing is main character, the 13th thing is character arc. Now his character arc kind of happens in the beginning of the movie, because he kind of realizes all the things he did wrong. He makes all these books and everything, all these things he think he did wrong in his life, and afterwards he does become a better person. And wow, it's fascinating, just how they did all this. It's I'm just amazed at how they were able to pull this off so well, with this character, and you just get into understanding him very much, and I think it adds to the emotion in the film too, which is something else I'll get into in a second as well. Now the next thing isn't a huge thing that's like common, but I had to point it out because there are moments in it that I thought were very humorous, and that's 14th thing is humor. There's just moments of humor in here that I love, and that's due to the visual creativity and just certain things they do, but even just sometimes the narration. Like when the narration comes in, it adds to the humor, and I love it. Like just the movie wouldn't be same without the narration in this, that's for sure. And it just really enhances the humor in a certain way. Especially this one bit in my reaction. In my reaction video, I commented on this, but like, he's going to all these different places trying this food for this reason, and there's one part where he's about to take a bite. It's in his mouth, and she's like, "Well, what do you think?" And he's like, "I haven't even tried it yet." I love that bit. It was so good. So yeah, I think the movie's got some good little moments of humor that, yeah, I love it for that. Alright, so the next thing, emotional impact. Now this is due to the main character, once again, as I said before, and how he improves, and then there's certain downfall that happens right near the end, and kind of how things are revealed. It really hits you. Like, oh my god, he went this whole way improving himself, and this is what he gets, and this is the reason why, like, he was locked up, and it's like, oh my god, it really hits you. This movie really hits the emotions, that's for sure, I think, personally. Alright, so scroll down a bit here. Alright, so the next thing is brutal and shocking moments, and this is in regard to things that happen in the end. Like, it really hits you, my goodness, and it adds that emotional impact once again. But even just brutal and shocking with the action scenes, like, it's like, ooh, you know, you really get into it, and it's it's quite shocking, but, you know, it's got an entertaining value to it as well, especially with this whole teeth stuff they do in this movie. Like, my goodness. Whew, the teeth stuff. Wow. Alright, the next thing, badass moments. And this is in regards to mainly that hallway scene. But even though he's not always winning. Like, he's not like just taking out every guy in this hallway. He's getting knocked down, but it's the will of him getting back up. That's what makes it so badass, you know? And just even some other action scenes and just other little moments. Even just like eating this food that's alive. That's all I'll say about that. But like, my goodness, it's kind of badass. It's gross, but kind of badass too. Alright, so next thing, so this is the 18th thing. It's thought-provoking. Particularly with the whole, like, him being locked up. It forces him to be self-reflective on himself. And it makes him think about all the wrongdoings he's done. And I found it to be really fascinating. I don't know. It just made me think about, like, wow, you know, sometimes doing less, you start to think about who you are as a person. When you stop being stimulated by this and that, you start to really look within and see, like, you know, what you do well or what you not do so well. Anyway, I thought, yeah, very thought-provoking in that regard. Alright, next thing, I've kind of already said it a lot, but yeah, the revelation, like, just how the things unfold and how it's revealed, the mystery is revealed, it's like, it really hits you like, wow. Alright, so 20th thing, rewatchability. I'm definitely watching this movie again. No doubt about it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I wouldn't be surprised if I do another video just kind of pointing out some new things that I like and appreciate about it. Might be another 5 or whatever number of things that I found to like and appreciate more about it. Alright, so last but not least, the ending. Shocking as it may be, it really hits you. And, you know, that's the wonder of filmmaking. If you do it really well, it makes you feel things. And that's what's so amazing about it, is it can do that. You know, the right directors and the right writers can really make you feel something at the end of the film, just due to it's not because of just the story and how shocking it is, it's because of how it's made, due to all the previous things I said, the way it's filmed. All these things contribute to having a certain emotional impact, and that creates such a impactful ending. So yeah, that's the things I liked about this movie. I have to give a mention to this director too, Park Chan-wook. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. It's a bit more easier than the main actors. Choi Min-sik, I think that's his name. As I said, I don't know, but alright, so yeah, great film, absolutely great film. I don't know if I'll ever watch the remake, maybe I will, but I've heard it's not anywhere near as good as this one. Who knows, maybe at some point I will, just to see the comparison. Anyway, so that's it for this video. Tell me your thoughts about, you know, the film, what you like, maybe there's some things you don't like about it. Love to have a conversation in the comments below about it, and, you know, dive deeper about the film. Yeah, so that's the end of this video, and catch you later.